Hello, Gray. How are you? Thank you so much for joining in the live. Have a nice day, Gray. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Gray. How are you? Thank you so much for joining in the live. Have a great day. Okay, next name is. We have who's here in the chat. Let me see. Cleo in the chat. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the live. Thank you so much. Okay, here we have Gray in the chat. Thank you. And next name we have here we have who's Dua joined the live. Thank you, Dua. How are you? Welcome to the live, Dua. Thank you so much for joining in the live. And here's Olive in the chat. Thank you so much for joining in the live. Have a great day. And next name we have Richa in the chat. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the live. Thank you so much for joining in the live. Next name is Sunsi in the chat. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much for joining in the live. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Micha. How are you? Thank you so much for joining in the live. And I see. Hello, Diva. How are you? Thank you so much for joining in the live. And next name is Tia in the chat. Hello, Tia. How are you? And here is Lisa in the chat. Hello, Alisa. How are you? Thank you so much for joining in the live. And next, who joined the live is Maria in the chat. Hello, how are you? And next name is Cree in the chat. Thank you for joining in the live. Have a lovely day. And I see Scarla in the chat. Hello, how are you? And next name is Gilita. Mira, thank you so much for joining in the live. Have a nice day. Next name is Marva in the chat. Hello, how are you, Marva? And next name is Axel in the chat. Thank you so much for joining in the live. Hello, who's here? Hi, Talia. How are you, Talia? Welcome to the live, Talia. Thank you so much. Welcome back. Did you change your eye profile picture? And I'm good. I'm good. How are you? Did you change your profile picture? And no, Seb, I'm not ignoring you. Thank you so much for joining the live. Have a great day. And here is Welcom in the live. Thank you so much for joining in the live. And do you like it? Yeah, I like it. It's really good. Hello, Rahim. How are you? Thank you so much. It's beautiful. Talia is beautiful. And here is Rora in the chat. Thank you so much for joining in the live. And next name is Zina in the chat. Hello Zina, how are you? Thank you so much. And next name is Happy in the chat. Thank you so much. And next name is Ronnie in the chat. Hello Ronnie, how are you? And next name is On in the chat. Is Kelsey, they are global girl group. Their names are Yonchai and Lihuna. Okay, here I'm writing Kelsey. And next name is who joined the live is Nisant. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for joining. Hello, Victoria. How are you? Welcome to the live. And next name is who's here? Ola in the chat. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much. And next name is Naomi in the chat. Okay, Talia, have a nice day. Take care. Bye, Talia. Bye. And next name is Dash in the chat. Thank you, Talia, for being the live. Thank you, thank you. Of course, Talia, of course, you can go. Thank you so much for being the live. Next name is Ubed in the chat. Hello, Ubed. How are you? Next name is Dia in the chat. Hello, Dia. Thank you, Dia, for joining in. And I see Nimrod in the chat. Hello, Nimrod. How are you? Thank you so much for joining in the live. And next name is Anne in the chat. Hello. How are you? Thank you, Lisa, for joining in the live. And next, I see Mayan in the chat. Hello, Mayan. How are you? Next name is Isa in the chat. Hello, Isa. How are you? Thank you, Isa, for joining in the live. Thank you, Lisa. Have a great day, Lisa. Thank you so much. And here is the Ruth in the chat. Thank you so much. Next name is Tanya. How are you, Tanya? Welcome to the live, Tanya. Manha, I wrote your name. Thank you so much for joining in. Hello, Arham. How are you? Welcome to the live, Arham. And I see Linda in the chat. Thank you, Linda, for joining in. And next name was here in the chat. Let me see. Here is Sister 67 in the chat. And you're welcome, thank you. And next name is, we have Hannah in the chat. Hello Hannah, how are you? Next name is Rika in the chat. Hello Rika, thank you so much. Next name is Lexi in the chat. And I see Nimrod. Thank you, Nimrod, for joining in. And I see here Shahira in the chat, thank you so much. And next name is Mojani, thank you so much for joining in the live. Have a great day. And Priya, next name is Priya who joined the live. And next Tony joined the live. Hello Tony. And next who joined the live is Ruby. Thank you Ruby for joining in the live. And next who joined the live is Liha in the chat. Thank you for joining in the live. Have a great day. And here is Stephanie in the chat. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much for joining in the live. And next name is Zed in the chat. Hello Zed, how are you? And here is our pic in the chat. Thank you for joining in the live. Have a nice day. And I see who's here. Here is Kay in the chat. Thank you so much. And next name is Tilly in the chat. Hello Tilly, how are you? Thank you for joining in the live. Have a happy day. Hello Dave, how are you? And I see Farhad in the chat. Thank you Farhad for joining in the live. And I see Anissa, how are you? And I see Laura, thank you so much for joining in the live. Thank you. Please like the live. No one is liking the live. Please tap on the screen, like the live, everyone. And next name is No Peace. Thank you so much. And next name is Jacobo in the chat. Thank you so much for joining in the live. And here is Johan in the chat. Thank you. Welcome to the live. And next I see Ramyar in the chat. Hello Ramyar, how are you? And here is Galia. Thank you so much for joining in the live. Have a Puri in the chat. Thank you Puri for joining in the live. Have a nice day. Hello, thank you. How are you? Thank you for joining in the live. Have a nice day. And next name is Herman in the chat. Hello Herman, how are you? Next name is Tahir in the chat. Hello Tahir. And next name is Kelly in the chat. Hello Kelly, how are you? And D2 in the chat. And next name is we have Hermut in the chat. Thank you so much. And next who joined the live is Missy in the chat. Hello Missy, how are you? Hello Alicia, thank you so much for joining in the live. Have a great day. Thank you Daisy for joining in the live. And next who joined the live is Alton in the chat. Thank you so much. And next who joined the live is Daisy. Thank you so much Daisy. And I see Alex in the chat. Hello Alex. so much for joining in the live. And here is Chaloy in the chat. Thank you so much. Next name is Meher in the chat. Hello Meher, how are you? And next name is Ashana in the chat. Thank you so much for joining in the live. And well, Lucia in the chat, thank you so much. And Ashana, I did not ignore you. Sorry if I did not see your name. Thank you so much for joining in the live. And here is Sophie in the chat. Thank you so much for joining in the live. And next name is Yuvin in the chat. Hello, how are you? Sorry everyone. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much for joining in the live. And here is Shamsi in the live. Thank you, Shamsi. How are you? And next name is Lakshmi in the chat. Hello, Lakshmi. How are you? Next name is Moin in the chat. Hello. How are you? Next name is Gisa in the chat. Thank you, Gisa, for joining in the live. Have a lovely day. And here is Navadev in the chat. Thank you so much for joining in the live. And here is Hannah in the chat. Hello, how are you, Hannah? Next name, who's here in the chat? Drop your name. Okay, next name, Kunju in the chat. Hello, Kunju. Thank you so much for joining in the live. And next name is Moin in the chat. Thank you, Moin. Have a great day. Sonus. Thank you so much for joining in the live. And here is Adiba. How are you, Adiba? Thank you, Adiba, for joining in the live. Next, thank you. And here is Rita in the chat. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the live. Thank you so much for joining in. Next name is Fatima in the chat. Hello, Fatima. How are you? And here is Asa in the chat. Hello, Asa. Thank you, Zaina, for joining the live. How are you? And here is Annie in the chat. Hello, Annie. How are you? Welcome to the live. Next name is Mood in the chat. Thank you so much for joining in the live. And here is Sabina in the chat. Hello, Sabina. How are you? Thank you, Zoya. Please tap on the screen, like the live, everyone. Thank you so much for joining the live. Thank you. Have a nice day. Next name, drop your name, everyone. Drop your name. Next name, who's here in the chat? Hit the 30 likes, guys. Imsia in the chat. Welcome to the live. How are you? Thank you so much for joining in the live. Have a great day. And next who joined the live is Max name is we have Jin in the chat. Hello Jin. How are you? And next name is Lavanya. Welcome back. Thank you so much, Lavanya. Have a great day. Cassie, how are you? Thank you so much. Next name is Joyal in the chat. Thank you, Joyal. Have a great day. And I see Jimin in the chat. Thank you, Jimin. Have a nice, lovely day. Okay, here is Zoya and Rumesha. Thank you for joining the live. And here next name is Vansh in the chat. Hello Vansh, how are you? Next name is Aditi in the chat. Hello Aditi, how are you? Thank you so much. Next name is Tion in the chat. Hello, how are you? And next, who joined the live is Katachi in the chat. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the live. Thank you so much. Next name, who's here in the chat? Drop your name. Next name is Tanjiro in the chat. Hello Tanjiro, how are you? Welcome to the live. And next name is Jungkook. You're welcome, you're welcome. And next who joined the live is Uzair in the chat. Hello Uzair, how are you? And I see Pari in the chat. Thank you, Pari. Have a great day. And here is next name is Suji in the chat. Hello, how are you? And happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Bhalika. Thank you so much for joining the live. Happy birthday to you. Thank you so much for joining the live. And here is Goju in the chat. Thank you so much. And I see Shiva in the chat. Thank you so much for joining in the live. And here is Batul in the chat. Hello Batul. How are you? And next name is Aliza in the chat. Hello Aliza. How are you? And happy birthday to Aisha. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. And here next name is, and here is Chopu in the chat. Thank you so much for joining in the live. And Huran joined the live. Thank you, Huran. And next name is A and S in the live. Thank you so much for joining in the live. And here is Atif in the chat. Hello Atif. Next name is Khadija in the chat. Thank you, Khadija, for joining in the live. And here's Putri in the chat. Thank you for joining in the live. Have a great day. And next name is Ramin in the chat. Thank you, Ramin, for joining in. And here is Laura and Mia. Thank you so much for joining in the live. Have a great day. And next name is Sarah in the chat. Hello, Sarah. How are you? And here is Mimi in the chat. Thank you, Mimi. Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your love and support. Have a great day. And next name who joined the live is Mimi. I wrote your name. Ramin name is done. And here is T Love S. Hello, Yana. Yana joined the live. Thank you, Yana. Thank you so much for joining in the live. Have a great day. And I see Mahi in the chat. Hello, Mahi. How are you? And Celine in the chat. Thank you, Celine. Have a great day. And I see here is Myra Hamza in the chat. Hello, how are you, Myra Hamza? And I see Asia in the chat. Thank you, Asia, for joining in the live. Hello, Amma. Yeah, I think so. Thank you for joining in. Thank you, Anabia. Have a great day, Anabia. And next name is the bus in the chat. Hello, the bus. How are you? And here is Wasim in the chat. Hello, Wasim. And here is next name is. And here is Fazine and Arshia in the chat. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much for joining in the live. And next name is Jiyong. How are you? Thank you so much. Thank you. Next name is Zozo in the chat. Hello, how are you, Zozo? And here is Kim Ruchi in the live. Thank you so much. Hi, who's here? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Next name is here is Sarah in the chat. Hello, Sarah. Thank you so much for joining in the live. Have a great day. And next name is Zoya in the chat. Hello, Zoya. Thank you, Zoya, for joining in. Thank you, Rashi, for joining in the live. And I see Yamina in the chat. Yamina with her. Thank you so much. And next name is Yusuf in the chat. Thank you, Yusuf, for joining in the live. And I see Pranavi in the chat. Hello, how are you? Next name is Marvin. Thank you, Marvin, for joining in the live. Have a great day. And I see, I think it's a Nick in the chat. And next name is Hamza in the chat. Hello, Hamza. How are you? Jasper in the chat. Thank you so much for joining in the live. Hello, ZB. How are you? And next name is I am Deep. Paul, thank you so much for joining in the live. Have a lovely day. And next name is Sitara in the chat. Hello, Sitara. How are you? And next name is Miss Fa in the chat. Thank you so much for joining the live. Have a great day. Here is Shivan in the chat. Hello, how are you? And I see here is Hello in the chat. Thank you so much. And I see Olivia in the chat. Hello, welcome to the live. And I see Jenny Kim in the chat. Thank you so much. And next name is Sanaula in the chat. Hello, how are you? And I see whose name I miss it mentioning. Sharman, I wrote your name. Thank you so much. Sharman. And here is Ishal in the chat. Hello Ishal. How are you? And here is Nomi in the chat. Hello Nomi. How are you? Next name is Aditi in the chat. Okay. Shivam. Here you go. And next name is, here is Fariza in the chat. Hello, how are you? Next name is Arish. Thank you, Arish, for joining in the live. Next name is Jimpy in the chat. Hello, how are you, Jimpy? And next name is Sean in the chat. Hello, how are you, Sean? Next name is Mohika in the chat. Hello, Mohika. Next name is Suki in the chat. Hello, how are you, Suki? And last name is Madeline. Thank you so much for joining in the live. Tap on the screen, guys. Tap on the screen. Have a good day. everyone, I am taking last 5 names. Then I will end the live. I am taking last 5 names. Then I will end the live. I am going to end the live here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and the last name. Who is the last name? Okay, here is Tahira. Thank you, Tahira. Okay, the last name is, I don't know what's your name, but I am trying to write it. Thank you so much for joining the live. Hello, Paulina. How are you? Welcome back to the live. Thank you so much. And here is Ismanur in the chat. Hello, Ismanur. Thank you so much for joining the live. Have a great day. Okay, everyone, I'm going to end the live. Thank you so much for joining in the live. See you in the next live at 11 p.m. GMT. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, bye, everyone. See you in the next live. Bye, everyone. Make sure to join the live. Thank you so much. I really need your love and support. Thank you, thank you. Okay, I will write the last name who joined the live is Kaina. Thank you, Kaina, for joining the live. Thank you, thank you. Make sure to join the live at 11 p.m. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Bye.